right. Well, I love that song. And I love your video. If you haven't seen it, be sure to watch the beginning of this before you can't anymore, I guess. All right. Well, have you noticed that there's a trend in our Sunday talks this month? If you caught the essence of easy peasy, of out of your wheelhouse, and last week when push comes to shove, then you noticed that we have been talking about our ability, our spiritual gift that allows us to create our life in this world with grace and ease. Our individual creations are the result of the vibration of our invisible thoughts turning into visible things, which is to say, turning into the visible forms and expressions that we call our life. Our body and its expressions of health, our relationships and their expressions of harmony, our bank account and its expression of abundance, and so on. All those things we call our life are the result of the life we've thought up and have been willing to live. And we've been talking this month about how well we could live, how beautifully our life would flow in every way if we just didn't get in the way of the good that naturally flows our way. In Science of Mind, we read, it should seem natural to turn to the great power back of everything. It should seem normal to believe in this power. And we should have a sense of a real presence when we do turn toward the one and only power in the entire universe. As spiritual beings, created by and one with the one and only power in the entire universe, we naturally receive what we ask for every time, even in our human experiences. Every good thing is ours to experience without any hesitation from the source of our life that is the source of all life. The thing that trips us up, the thing that causes hesitation, postponement, delays, or it's not happening at all, is that we forget or we don't believe that that's true about our source. Instead, we may think that the world around us is more substantial than the non-physical, invisible source energy behind it. We may believe that what we experience in this world is happening to us and is happening to others rather than happening through us and through others. And we may believe the world has a power that is separate from us and separate from the God of our prayers. And since the world doesn't appear to be on our side, most of the time, we may live in fear that it can actually cause us harm, that it can make us sick and keep us sick, that it can make us sad and keep us sad, that it can make us lack in some way and keep us that way. And we likely believe the world can do this because we think that it somehow has the power to get in between our asking for what we want and our receiving the good we've asked for. Good stop. But it's not the world that gets in the way. It's our focus on the world that gets in the way. It's our dependency on the world to provide for our health and happiness that gets in the way. It's a beautiful world. It's a wonderful world, but it's not the boss of us. We are created to be the master of our earth life. Rupert Spira wrote, "Imagine the freedom of leading a life in which we know that our happiness doesn't depend on anything or anyone." We could lead such a life if we were convinced that there's only one source of good in all the universe and that there's nothing in between that source and us. We could lead such a life if we truly trusted that the source of our life loves us because it is love and it knows we're lovable. And so it answers our every prayer, our every request, our every desire with a loving yes instantaneously. No waiting required. All that's required of us, ever, is faith and trust and willingness to receive the answer into our awareness, to sense a real presence of that answer within us, and then to live as if the answer is alive in us the moment we have asked. And then to identify ourselves. With the answer to whatever we've wanted, to the health we've wanted, to the happiness we've wanted, to the energy and vitality we've wanted, to the freedom that we've wanted, to the prosperity we've wanted, to the clarity of mind we want, to the peace of mind we desire. We can only identify ourselves with the wanted self, the self that received all that we've wanted, by knowing without a doubt, that what we want, what we desire, what we've asked for has been perfectly answered, perfectly given. We can only identify ourselves with the wanted self by accepting that no matter what appears physically, the answer is already done spiritually within us, because that's where our answer originates. In the way of the heart, we read, the reason it is done is that all power has been given unto you, and what you decree is. A man or a woman shall decree a thing, and it shall be so. Own it. We've got to know that we are worthy and deserving of what we are wanting. Because if we don't think we are, we won't let it in. And if we don't let it in, then we won't see whatever it is. And if we don't see whatever it is, then we're going to say it's not there. And therefore, I must be unworthy, or I must not be good at this, or I must not understand. But none of that's true. Every desire, every prayer is answered by the love that created us, the love that loves us, the love that knows we are worthy, because that love knows who we truly are. It's our own point of view of ourselves that needs to get up to speed with the way the source of our life sees us. Living a powerful spiritual life, living as a powerful spiritual being, living in this world with an awareness that no matter what, the one and only power within the universe is within us, requires that we live in the world but not of the world, as Jesus put it. Which is to say, live this human life fully, but keep in mind your spiritual identity while you do. Don't let this world tell you who you are or what you are or what your chances are for anything. Live in the world with an awareness and an acceptance that you are spiritual first and foremost, and in a human form after that. Live with confidence that not one thing, wanted or unwanted, could occur in your life in this manifested world we live in of unwanted and wanted conditions and events and situations without your being spiritual first. Right now. Nothing could happen through us, good or bad. Nothing could happen for us at all if we weren't spiritual right now. There's nothing else for us or anyone else to be but spiritual. Because the great power back of everything is backing us and everyone else. No exceptions. In the book of Hebrews, we read, through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. And that includes us. Just because we be seen, just because we appear in the flesh, doesn't mean that we're made of this world or by this world. The self that is seen is not even close to all there is to us. Who we are even now is not made up of the things which do appear. We're not animated by some separate physical energy. We are animated by the power of God, by the source of life within us. Even now, if you can wiggle your hands, God's up to it. We are each a spark of conscious life in a universe that is consciously alive. And it's all good. It's all good because it's all God. We are each of us, a singular point of vibrational attraction in a vibrational universe that is responding to our individual vibration because we are a part of it. Deep in the core of that which we are, we know that's true. But since we've been here in this human environment, shortly thereafter, because people around us were pointing to things in the world and really forcing us to name them. Y'all remember that. We've mostly been focused on physical things, the people and the stuff around us. That's what we were told is an important thing to do. Learn as much as you can and focus on that. And while we've been doing that, we have been allowing our spiritual vibrational point of attraction to be determined by our reaction to all this stuff that we have names for. Rather than continuing our high holy vibration in the spirit within us, which is the vibration we came with. And it hasn't gone anywhere. Now, as we all know, this world with its conflict and its anger and its confusion doesn't always vibe high. And if that's our focus, neither do we. And that low vibration gets in our way. In order for us to be in the world, but not of the world, requires our intentional choice to live consciously connected every moment with the spiritual vibration of the power that is backing us up. It requires our intentional choice to live as one with the non-physical aspect of ourself, our inner being that is always living as the spiritual being that we are. Even while we're here in this physical body, the majority of who we are is living as a spiritual being. We just need to get up to snuff with that. The two aspects of ourself work perfectly together in the creation of a life we enjoy living in this world. When we don't do anything to get in the way of the spiritual, physical dance we came here to do. If we choose to stand steadfastly in answered prayer, no matter what, as the ordained receiver of that which is given instantaneously, if we stand not impatient but knowing, not insecure but sure, not wondering how we're doing but eager to see the answer as it shows up physically, then we are a deliberate creator of our life with a point of attraction that allows whatever we want to come right to us easily and with grace. It's like we have a target of good painted on our back. Our good can't miss us. Now we may ask, what's the point really of living this earth life with its ups and downs and this and that and worrisome ways? And the answer is, we are the point. We are the point. We are each a point of attraction, wholly significant to the universe, that allows the unseen, invisible life to come into form through us. We are each a point of attraction that allows the universe to become more and more of what it is, because we become more and more of who we are. The spiritual, vibrational creation of love. Everything we want is ready to explode into our life experience. And we are free to let it come easily. All that's required of us is to get our doubt out of the way and let the good times roll. Namaste.